Good morning and welcome to another fine week of opportunities. This is the market forecast. My name is John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Monday, April the 12th. Always hoping good context, risk management, and patience for all of you. If you're in the markets already, hopefully you've got things going your way. I'm more of a slow starter on Mondays. I know that through history, Mondays have not been my best trading days. So I think the market's giving us some opportunities to maybe wait a little bit. Maybe not in the equities so much. We're going to see that on the charts shortly. But as far as gold and crude and everything is kind of opening in range and in value, that's going to give me the opportunity to relax a little bit and wait for better trade locations as the day goes on. As far as economic numbers are concerned, really nothing major coming out today. We do have one talking Fed at some point today. There's some short term bill auctions, but at noon there is a 10-year auction that might be somewhat interesting. As far as news is concerned, U.S. stocks are set to open lower off record highs in many of them last week. Just markets kind of expecting strong U.S. recovery on the back of stimulus, vaccines, and accommodative monetary policies. Over the weekend, speaking of monetary policies, Fed Chair Powell stated that he sees the economy at an inflection point, weighing job growth against possible coronavirus increases. He kind of doesn't want to get too far ahead of ourselves as far as how good we are doing with these coronavirus vaccines. Quarter one earnings season starts this week, although there's no majors today. The banking sector will be kicking off earnings season for us this week as usual. Inflation remains top fear for the economy and for the markets, of course. Looking this morning at the VIX with our equities off just a little bit, VIX a little bit higher at 1703, dollar index a little lower, 92.05, and the 10-year yield hanging just below that 1.7 level at 1.66%. Last I checked. As always, please make sure you like, share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling are always welcome. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a busy week this week. We're going to be presenting the group coaching session as usual on. Hey, where's my stuff here? All right, here we go. As usual on Wednesdays, but this link is to Market Therapy with Dr. Menaker. That's going to be Wednesday at 3:15 Central, right when the markets are over. Just relax, and the doctor and I are going to be discussing the psychology of money, and of course, we're going to be answering as many of your questions as we possibly can. So make sure you come join us for that. And then I'm going to also put in the link for the group coaching session, which is also Wednesday, but at 1 o'clock p.m. Central. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. Still seats in both places. Looking forward to having you in there and spending some time and answering any questions that we can possibly answer. All right. Going to say good morning to everybody. Felix Escobar back at the top of the list. You win the prize today, Felix. Brian Lemur, James Ednelson, good to see you. Murph, looking forward to another interesting week this week as well. Joseph, Tactic. Hopefully things are going well on your pro account. Take it easy today. Will, my brother Rick, goof morning to you as well. Nick, Shady, Melanie Shapiro, good to see you. Andre, Theo, good to see you. John, Trading Research, good morning. Tim G, Ruben, good to see you today, Ruben. Troy, Rob T, RW, the chef, Mr. Magallanes is here, and Jason, Emma, Mr. Shine's Mystery Channel. Good morning to everybody. And Patrick Barnard. Hello, everybody. It is Monday. We got a long week of trading ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it. Again, another busy week with market therapy and group coaching and lots of other things going on. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll also be having the coach's playbook tomorrow, probably around 11:30 tomorrow, and lots going on. So, without further ado, why don't we just see what's going on in the markets this morning? As always, we're going to start with the daily in crude oil, and let's see what we can figure out here this morning. All right, so there we go. Getting a little boost to the upside here. It looks like in the morning in the crude oil market. It's set to roll on Thursday from the May contract to the June contract. We're still kind of in a range-bound market state, but although we've seen a little bit of a jump in prices here this morning, not sure what that's all about, but we're going to take a look at that on the 30-minute chart here very shortly. I was noticing that we had an open interest boost of 11,000. That's the estimated number on Friday on very low volume. But again, because it's coming into rollover, you can't count on this volume. This volume is going to be falling off as the June volume starts to increase. So just kind of thinking of that addition of open interest may be a little bit more rambunctious as far as a bigger move is concerned, but I think we've still got a lot of work to do before we're going to break out of this range-bound activity. Weekly kickoff high 61.50, the low 58.25. The low remains 58.25 from last week. Taking a look now into the 30-minute chart. And here we go. Okay, so we did have a gap to open with, and apparently with very little attempt to close the gap, it looks like we're going to be looking for opportunities to the long side. But again, remember, we are in a kind of a range-bound activity, so look for short time frame levels for entries and targets. What are we looking at? Well, we don't really we have this point of control up here, which would be kind of a typical target area. We've blasted through it. How about value high from last week? Well, last week's value high is probably about up here, but this value high is a short time level. Short time traders are going to be looking at this if this is indeed short time traders. Settlement 59.32. We will open with some overnight longs that are getting paid. They're continuing to get paid. So I don't want to fight this move to the upside, although I'm seeing it as a shorter time frame squeeze or some sort of shorter time frame move. So I'm not looking to marry this. I'm looking to find some sort of reasonable and probable profit target, and then look for opportunities again as the day goes on. Again, rollover on Thursday. That's the date it's scheduled for. We'll be watching the volume as Thursday approaches. Here's the E-mini S&Ps. Okay, we still have very strong one-time framing upside structure in this market. We've been seeing last week that some of the things that we look at, volume, open interest, delta, all of that, was indicating that we had some pretty good buying coming into this market through the better part of last week. We lost 7,600 in open interest on Friday. We kind of noticing these moving averages have crossed over. They're still pointing higher, but it may be an indication that this upside momentum is starting to fall off. Now, I'm not suggesting that we sit around and we look for shorts, because that's what's been moving this market higher, has been just longer time frame traders eating shorts, and that's what the S&Ps have done for 40 years. So the good volume that we did put up here, a little bit of bigger volume on an up move on Friday, kind of contradicted by the loss in open interest. So going to be, as always on Friday, staying patient, not trying to get involved in anything too early. There's still plenty of signs that this market is continuing to have the longer time frame longs eat shorts all the way up. So what does that mean for us? Well, the fact that we put up what's called a late spike at the end of the day on Friday, all of the shorts that have been just kind of run over all week, we finally got a really big squeeze to the upside, and that offered the opportunity for longs to continue to get paid. New longs that were recognizing the shorts were being squeezed gave them an opportunity to the upside. I see Tactic took advantage of that. Nice job, Tactic. And now we are going to be opening in the late spike. Now, what does that mean? The late spike means that the market is still accepting higher prices. The base of the late spike is basically our overnight low. That might be kind of an interesting area if we do get down there for an execution. But it looks like, we've got maybe some shorts in the overnight, not really seeing that much. Settlement, 41.1950. Going to be looking to see if we continue to accept inside the late spike to the upside. The strongest signal would be if we were to open above it. Inside it is still a strong up signal, and if we fall back into range from Friday, then there's the possibility of the value area special situation play, which states if we accept back inside Friday's area of value, it's a high probability that we could move back to the low of value. This market really could use a little bit of a relief pullback. Just don't know when it's going to happen. And so far, the nuances we are seeing in the S&Ps is acceptance of higher prices, and I'm not going to be looking for shorts without some sort of good structure or good reason. The NASDAQ, we have medium time frame structure is strong just from our breakout from this balance area, bang one, bang two. We've got weekly kickoff high from last week, now at weekly kickoff low for this week, 14,000, big fat round number. We've got our all-time high. Lots of eyeballs are going to be on that. Good volume on Friday. We only lost 400 in open interest, so a lot of folks trying to hold pat if they're long here. Take a look at the 30. Here's where the late spike starts in the Nasdaq. Okay, this was a pretty decent move to the upside, and we're really kind of bordering right on the start of that late spike. I don't know if we're going to open in it. If we're going to open below it, it's going to be a little bit more confusing, I think, and a little bit less clear in the NASDAQ as it might be in the S&Ps as to whether or not we're going to open within the late spike or below the late spike. So I'm calling the base of the late spike's value area low. Value area high. So 13,790, 13,791, I think, is really kind of the base of the late spike. And we're dancing on it right now. We don't have any overnight inventory. There's not going to be any gap. So we're really kind of leaning on it. If we accept inside the late spike, that means we may push up to the upside. But if we can't, it's kind of, last week it seemed like the equities, the four different equities indices always seem to want to go in different directions. And they are separate markets, so we gotta have to try and focus on what we're seeing in the market that we're trading on. Yes, there are sometimes some correlations to them, certainly in longer time frame, but on a day-to-day basis, these markets sometimes present much different pictures. So it's same but different. So I'm going to be watching that open in the NASDAQ. If we can hold above Friday's value high, again, let's just call that 13,790, then we may start to see acceptance of higher prices and the market move higher again. If we open outside of that and we get back into value and accept, we may see a decent pullback, which could just be an opportunity for us to buy weakness at a better trade location. Suggesting stay patient. The markets are digesting a little bit this morning, and so I'm certainly going to be trying to stay patient in the NASDAQ if I'm trading the NASDAQ. The S&Ps are still, a different situation. This late spike is long. The fact that we're opening inside of it almost for sure indicates acceptance of higher pricing. So I'm going to be looking to buy weakness if I get the opportunity. If the opening range, but this is again back in the S&Ps, if the opening range is left at the low of the regular trading hour session, that may indicate more continued buyer control in this market. So there's a lot to think about and a lot to kind of face as we get into this week. We've got these equities at such high levels. I'm sure that everybody in the back of their mind, every trader, every investor is thinking, okay, when's the high going to come in? Where is it going to be? When is it going to happen? Very difficult to predict. Just trade what you see and make sure you are always protecting yourself. Gold. Range bound inside weekly kickoff range. We've shortened up the weekly kickoff here to a 1760 at the high, 1706 at the low. And we're just kind of coming off that weekly kickoff high. This is a little bit of a different level than we were looking at last week. 1750 was weekly kickoff high, but we did kind of close above it one day, so we moved the weekly kickoff high to this swing high. Volume is pretty decent on the rejection of that one close above that weekly kickoff high. We see a little bit higher volume on the pullback. We lost 6,700 in open interest. Some of those longs that were hoping for continuation just didn't get satisfied. They got out in large part on Friday. We're opening in the kind of a 4-day area of balance here in gold this morning. I'm going to take a quick gander here at the 30-minute chart. Okay, opening within range and in value just has me waiting for better trade location. When we opened here this morning, no real overnight inventory. Settlement 1744.80. Put that on your charts. Just go back to the daily chart here for just a second. Yeah, that open interest loss of 6,700 on Friday indicates probably some profit taking going back to the 30. Value low, value high, overnight low in a range bound opportunity with the market really short time frame controlled. We've got lots of targets to look for, so try and stay patient. Go for your furthest target for an entry before going for the shorter ones on some sort of structure build. And for the euro, volume slows near the highs. Open interest profit taking on Friday, saw a little bit of just 800 loss in open interest. Nothing really fantastic. 4 days now in balance. Inside extended trading hours last night into today. A couple of decent opportunities last week for some upside activity. But here's the weekly kickoff high and low. Did we open with a gap? If we did, it's closed. No real overnight inventory. Really, I'm going to kind of be patient, and I'm going to see if I can get an opportunity up near this weekly kickoff high here of 1949, 1.1949, for maybe a slower, bigger trade. But, inside here, I'm just going to see if we can find our way back into balance, which may provide an opportunity down to the low of balance. Try and stay patient. It is only Monday. So the 10-year also in an area, a 4-day area of balance. Rates are just kind of hanging largely the same, just under that 1.7%. Today was again 1.66%. Last time we looked, volume and open interest increases suggest there may be some change coming. Decent volume on Friday. We added 39,000 in open interest on Friday, but we haven't really seen much direction yet. That can build for quite a while before there's a direction chosen, and a lot of it is going to, of course, be depending on the 10-year note auction that we have this afternoon. I guess at noon. So keep your eyes on that if you're going to be trading the 10-year, and of course, the market really kind of coming off as rates started creeping higher. Rates seem to have stabilized. Of course, prices are going to stabilize. Be watching that 10-year auction at noon today. So we did good. We got through this pretty quickly. I'm looking forward to another good trading day, another good trading week. Like I said, we've got Coach's Playbook Tuesday, group coaching on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central, market therapy at 3:15 p.m. Central on Wednesday. Looking forward to a very busy day on Wednesday. It's going to be a fun one, and I hope that you join me. So those links again are in the chat in the live chat room, and I'll look forward to seeing you all there. I think we're good to go here. I'm going to be taking my deep breath. I really hope you take yours with me as well. Always feels good. Stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. Stay patient. Good morning, Going Places. There's a name I don't think I've heard before. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. If you enjoyed the market forecast, make sure you smash the like channel. And if there's something that we can do better, just let me know. Emma, good to see you. We are all, I'm sure, feeling the loss of Prince Philip. Know that everybody over there is hurting, and we are thinking about you, Edward. As always, my pleasure. And okay, let's get to business. We've got a few minutes here now before the equity open. I always like that we can have just a few minutes to get kind of prepared, take that other deep breath, another deep breath, whatever it is. Get out there and profit today. I know Dan's looking forward to seeing everybody today on the market recap. We'll see him then. And trade well. Take it easy. Oh, thanks, Going Places. A quiet guy, but always enjoy the stuff. Well, excellent. Thank you for the feedback. And if there's ever anything we can do better, make sure you tell us. That's how we improve. So, thank you for popping in and saying hi. Trade well, everyone. We'll see you later.